Good afternoon, good evening, good day, free enterprise fans around the world, and welcome to this edition of the Springtime Slapdash. We have four fantastic runners for you and some randomly generated flags that our racers are going to have to figure out how to get through. My name is Possum Morpheus, and I am joined in the booth by the one and only Ninja81. Ninja, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. Well, glad to hear that. Ninja, I know that we have a lot going on with this flag set, and we have some amazing runners on stream tonight. We have Poydrak, Guerin, Rex Banner, and Lord Goober. What objectives or what flags are you most interested in our runners having to tackle tonight?
Uh, there's a few of them I am really interested in. I mean, you get the K trap, which it's always fun. Force hook. I mean, that means you're going to go through the hook route if you have to go there.
Yeah, definitely. Force hook is a big one. K trap is another one. Starting with Rydia, always going to be a little bit of a challenge. We are missing a couple of characters as well, but we do thankfully have the Rydias and Tellas of the world. So I'm interested to see how C maybe comes into play here, because if we have a hook route and we're stuck with, let's say, a Rydia, a Tella, maybe another Rydia, maybe another Tella, and like that's your hook route team, oh boy, that could be some fun times right there.
Yeah.
So looking at things on the character screen though, I'm seeing no Kane, excuse me, no Edge, for starters is a big one. And then who else are we missing here? Is that no Edward, and then someone else who I just can't remember. I guess Sid, maybe?
Sid.
Yeah, Sid. So no Sid, no Edward, and no Edge. So losing three potential melee hitters might lead us more to mages, but we do have C relaxed on. Who would you be hoping to find if you were running this seed, if you were trying to check your free characters and your other characters? Would you be hoping for like a Fu or a Cecil or like a Kane? What would you be looking for?
Fu, Cecil. I mean, I'm like young sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Not a big Yang fan myself, but yeah, Fu and Cecil would definitely interest me. As far as the K-Main and Trap is concerned, that's also very interesting too, because that puts some cheeky checks like the Flame Dog in play. No
Last
free
arm.
key item. Yeah, Last Arm is in play. Hair dryers are in play. Lots of things in play that you might not normally expect. But speaking of that Cecil, looks like we do get a Paladin. We have a Sand Ruby as well. So we're going to have a lot of characters available for our runners to go check out. I wonder if we're just going to see some Mysidia and Watery Pass and Kaipo runs, or folks are going to go somewhere else. We do have T Wildish Max Tier 6 for loot, so some pretty decent loot hanging around, and certainly going to be better than the shops. We haven't talked about those yet, but it's S Pro, which is awful, free, which is great, no Sirens, which is irrelevant except for exactly the Forge potentially. But yeah, the loot and the character is going to really make this baby go, not so much the shopping.
And there was a couple other flags that I was kind of interested in. I saw that trap doors are on, as well as behemoths at K value. If it comes down to it.
Yeah, definitely some doors and some behemoths could be on the table. We have a Yang showing up at the Sand Ruby location, so I mean, tough to get him going early on, but not terrible, I suppose. We have some folks doing some shopping. Looks like Poydrak showing us Mist Village. We have ancient swords and archer bows and things like that. Not even as good as the elven bow and mute arrows that we found in shops. Or excuse me, that we found in our starting kit. Another flag that is very interesting, or combination of flags to me that's interesting. Free characters are on, and so is the buy flag. So that means if you get rid of somebody, if you tell them to get off the team, they're gone forever. Can never get them back. So I wonder if our runners are going to strategically leave characters in different places and maybe not pick up like a watery pass character. I'd be interested to see how our runners approach that.
Uh, was that another? That was their DKC.
Yep, that is multiple Cecils. Cecil is available as a dupe, so welcome to the team. Second Cecil. No vanilla agility, so anchor is going to be whomever is in the middle of the party. Looks like Watery Pass did get hit pretty hard, but most of our runners have exits already, which were available in Kaipo.
Boy, that was a really empty water pass.
Yeah, for T-Wildish, sparse 60, that was more like a sparse 30 and not very good loot. So our runners definitely are going to be going elsewhere to get their loot on. It looks like Guerin going to be our first runner to head to Dempsey, and Poydrak going to continue the shopping, going to be playing around in Agert. Be very interested to see if most of our runners shop or not. I know for me that I think I would just try to YOLO the loot and not even care about shopping, even though it's free. Like, the shops are just so bad.
Yeah, they will be. Looks like Warren's going to raise the hovercraft because of the flag forced hook.
Well, Lord Goober in the back of Watery Pass finds a white spear. If we come across a cane, white spear, and also a strength ring, that could be huge. Definitely would be a very big DPS increase for this team. Looks like a heroine robe has been picked up as well. So a couple of nice finds for our team here. And Black Sword picked up in, looks like Mysidia for Poydrak. That Black Sword going to be amazing. Headbands as well. Headbands are one of the few strength boosting gear pieces you can find in S Pro shops. So that's fantastic as well.
I mean, I'm looking at Grune's party, and that's a party that exist.
Yeah, 2 Cecils, 2 Ridias, and a Yang. Yeah. Looks like we have Dr. Luge hanging out in the waterfall. Robots and the water probably don't mix too well. So, yeah, I think we should just leave there before everything short circuits. Looks like Poydrak also comes across Karate Geese, so his Karate Geese and headbands has been able to find quite a bit of strength boosting gear, actually. Oh, and we have a Cane on Hobbs and a Golbez. That is a required objective. And also someone who can use that White Spear for those who have done Watery Pass. And it looks like Guerin was able to get the jump with Cane there. Might be able to avoid Shadow eating Cane, which would be huge. If nothing else, Kane's not going to be paralyzed, so that's definitely a benefit. Rexban are going to be showing us Antlion Cave, just a Leviathan hanging out in Antlion Cave. Not too difficult a boss. We have Rydia beating up Rydia on Rexbanner's side.
And
that's
it
a
looks
thing
like
that can happen.
It looks like the jump didn't quite stick.
Yeah, but the Cane does not get eaten, and so this fight is basically free.
Yeah.
Starvale goes up, and this fight's going to be secured for Guerin. So, going to be our first runner to get objective number 1 on the board, which is defeat Golbez. And it does look like he wants to get some levels on that Rydia, bringing her back to life. Golbez has other ideas, though. And meanwhile, Rex Banner finds a tower key for his troubles in Antlion Cave. And Golbez still saying no to Rydia.
Pretty much.
Poydrak is taking out everybody in his team, with the exception of Yang. Looks like he is doing this so that he can set up for Golbez of his own. So basically running from the encounter now. When he gets into this Golbez fight, he's going to have Kane and Yang alive. So going to guarantee he has the two people he wants alive. So pretty heads up by Poydrak to do that. Rex Banner able to do that in battle, though. So very well done by Rex as well.
Yeah, very impressive. So they're basically right now all just in each other's footsteps.
Yep, not too terribly surprising. Very early game checks, Antlion Cave, hubs, a little bit of shopping, some free characters, all things that are very much so expected from the runners. I wouldn't really expect anyone to go to like a Baron Inn super early, certainly not with this team. Maybe in Ordeals because it's a free character that you can find there. But by and large, not a whole lot happening on the character front here, which really limits what our runners can go after.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's actually checking City yet, have they?
No, I think Poydrak went there to shop, but did not check free characters.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's checked Damsien or Watery Pass either. So Poydrak may not have read the free character portion, or he may be just waiting to get some team members he wants, and then kind of hold off on picking everyone else up because of the C buy flag, which is on, where basically you pick up characters, you say goodbye to them, they never come back. So it could be a strategic thing on his part. Definitely something worth asking later on.
Yeah, that's definitely a solid plan, though.
And Golbez, the same issue that Guerin had trying to keep his Rydia alive. Golbez eating Poydrak's Rydia on repeat here also. And there we go again.
Yep.
So Golbez taking no prisoners. And there goes Rydia again. Poydrak's got to feel like he's a little bit hard done here. The wall is at risk of running out on Yang here at this point.
Yeah.
He might just need to end this fight sooner than later. And yeah, it looks like Poydrak just holding A. Just going to try to end this fight now. Unfortunately, Rydia, no XP. A lot of work on Poydrak's side to try to get that to fire, but Golbez just not having any of Poydrak's business today.
And we get elements at the Fabul defense.
Yeah, elements at Fabul defense, not going to be too hard for this party, as long as we can keep away from the second phase, which Rex Banner does expertly by jumping with a flame spear, and that ends the fight. Yeah. So easy, GG. And we do have an objective of Mylon and friends. While Elements is technically Mylon and a couple of his buddies, that is not the Mylon and friends fight we're looking for. But thank you very much to our tracker, Angie Dave, for pointing that out.
And there's our Zonk for the K main part. Or at least
one it's K main and Trap, so there's going to be a lot of Zonks.
Yeah. Aegis Shield for, it's nice for Cecil whenever, he becomes Paladin, or Kane.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to Zonk, and it's going to be a shield. It might as well be the best shield. And I say that because the Aegis Shield gives mage defense, which is actually quite nice.
Magus Sisters, Mad Ogre. Yeah.
Yeah, so lots of good protection there. We see Lord Goober using a Jinn summon, a summon that off of a very particular Iridia Jinn seed, some many moons ago now, is near and dear to my heart. Good use of that Iridia summon to easily dispatch the Elements fight as well on his part.
Okay, Mysidia has a Rosa, and I didn't see what the other character was. A Fusoya.
Fusoya, yeah. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, those were pickups there.
Yeah, it is a little bit interesting that nobody had checked Mysidia yet for characters, because that Fusoya, you would immediately grab that Fusoya, you would go to Mist Cave, you would then start just clearing out all the little boss spots you could. So as our runners start to kind of converge on Mysidia, they may start to feel the pressure a little bit of having eschewed a Fusoya for the better part of 13 minutes in their seed. That is going to make them feel a little bit of a time crunch. That, uh-oh, maybe I gave away a bunch of time by not aggressively going after those Mysidia characters.
Yeah. And there's just the king up on Hobbs, or Ordeals. No, thank you for the king.
Yeah, I believe now we do know every character except Baron Inn that we have readily available to us, though. So we know that Kane is out there, Fu is out there, Rosa, Cecil, and Rydia. We know Yang is out there, so Tella, Porum, and Palom, the Mysidian trio, yet to be seen. So it is possible that we actually only have, distinct 6? If I'm not mistaken?
And that's because of the C maybe, right?
Mm-hmm. But if you're going to have only 6 characters available, Fu, Cecil, Rosa, Kane, Rydia, and Yang, I can think of a whole lot worse 6 characters.
Yeah.
We do have CPU at Ordeals fight number 1. Not going to be too difficult for Rex Banner and the rest of our runners once they get there.
And like I'm saying, the only objective I see that could be the one that is that third objective. That could be a deep buried objective.
Yeah, the trading away the rat tail definitely could be buried because K-Trap is on, so it could be like buried in the Sylph chest. But if it shows up soon, with Force Hook being on, we know that we'll have a hook before going underground. If the rat tail's anywhere on the overworld, our runners are in Mylon Go mode, very quickly. So it will be interesting to see just how fast this seed develops, as our runners kind of progress through things. Rexman are going to show us a Baigen at back attack. That is not a particularly friendly fight.
Not really. But Rex did just learn Ice 3, so...
Yeah, and this just highlights the superpower nature of Fusoya. 900 HP Ice 3. Thank you, come again, and the fight is trivialized. That would be a brutal fight otherwise. Rosa would certainly get him through it, but it would not have been that fast, that's for darn sure. Well, we have Poydrak completing his Elements fight at Fabul. Lord Goober heading up Ordeals. Rex and Guerin doing battle and ordeals, and Rex is about to show us a little bit of new information here. Going to be giving us a look at what is in the changing room and what the key item is. Poydrak also going to get some very interesting. Oh well, there's the
Oh,
rat tail. Poydrak going to give us some interesting news. I want to see his reaction when he gets this free cane and realizes free characters are on. Because I do wonder if he's just going to turn around and start looking at the characters, or if he's just going to continue on. It looks like he's going to continue on, but that's certainly some information that he might have just acquired that he's going to go, uh-oh.
Yeah, that rat tail in the changing room.
Yep, so our runners are guaranteed a hook on the overworld. We now have the rat tail from Ordeals, which means we are in Mylon and Friends Go mode. Plus, obviously, finding access to Zeromus. So, this could be a quick one.
Pass wasn't a key, though, was it?
Pass is a key item, yes.
Oh, pass is a key? Okay.
Oh, wow. Fu gets entangled on Guerin's side. That's pretty unfortunate. But Rex Banner, our first runner through, has his Paladin Cecil, has a couple more spells on Fu. The world is basically his oyster at this point, with how strong this team is going to be. T Wildish, max tier 6. I think we might be seeing an Eblin play from Rex here. With K-Trap on, it's even greater impetus to go check those trap chests. Even if they miss a key item, they're likely to hit a Holy Sword and vice versa. So I think Eblin is going to be on the radar, maybe Baron in as well. But I think those are probably the two spots our runners are going to head after Ordeals.
Yeah, Rex is going for Baron. In my honest opinion, I would have went Evelyn because it's 3 checks as opposed to 1.
Yeah, I think I'm actually in agreement with you on that. I would have liked the Eblin play. It just makes things so much easier to get those levels, to get the better gear. Just get through those kind of nasty fights. The only thing that could kind of be a hindrance is if Fusoya doesn't have a way to deal with the Mad Ogres. Either like stone or media or size. If there's nothing like that, it could be a little awkward.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, Eblin would definitely be a play. This Val, actually super free. This can be hit with magic here, even when in tornado form. So one of the few spots where Val is completely susceptible. This is a nice free spot for our runners to have Val at. So very nicely rolled by our restreamer, Hushed Pyramid tonight, being generous to our runners as opposed to trying to make them suffer a little.
Oh, and it looks like the hook is in probably Eblin. Kind of has to be, I think.
Well, I think we're down to Eblin, the Flame Dog chest, or Zot 1D Mist. I think is all we have left.
Or did anybody do Miss Cave?
I think no, I don't think they did. There was a Lugay for sure.
That was water
in the waterfall. But yeah, I don't know if anyone did Miss Cave yet.
Maybe a little bit of vanilla. So Rex pretty much knows it's got to be a trap somewhere.
Well, or demist.
Or demist.
And he's going to give a little peek here. He's going to fight this boss anyway to get Fu more spells.
Yeah.
So, there's no harm in doing this check right now. Looks like Guerin is done with ordeals.
And
we'll see where he goes after this. And Lord Goobert entering the changing room. Poydrak soon to be there after dispatching this Baigan. But yeah, just a plague, as you said, in Miss Cave. And there's Stone. That's big. Now Eblin is on the table for Rex as well. Without Stone, you really wouldn't want to be doing too much in Eblin. You want either Quake, Meteor, or Stone. So that's a big pickup for that Fusoya. But no sweepers until 1400 HP does kind of put a damper on things.
Yeah. And I think does Rex take this fight? I think so.
Yeah, 100%. He's also anchored properly for it. This spot has 31 agility. It is the fastest on the overworld by quite a bit. So you want to actually be anchored for it so that you can attack more quickly. Fusoya being relative agility 1 to Rydia, who is taking a prolonged dirt nap, is going to be able to get actions off a lot quicker than if Fusoya was in the middle, for example. 20 agility versus 31 is a lot worse, oddly enough, than 4 agility versus 31 because of how it interacts with the rest of your characters. So not going to get fully into it, but definitely a situation where being anchored is better than not being anchored.
Yeah. And I was just wondering with Rex, I'm like surprised he just didn't cast Virus because it's faster cast time.
Well, it's a faster cast time, but there is some increased magic defense in the waterfall, so he may have been concerned that it wasn't going to be a one-shot. Okay. That's the only thing I can think of as to why he wouldn't have just gone with the Virus. Yeah. Splitting the damage and having to hit those 2 parts plus the increased magic defense. But every runner now has their Paladin Cecil online. Rex currently about a check and a half ahead of everybody. Guerin also done Baron in now. Lord Goober leaving Ordeals. Poidrak on his way down Ordeals as well. So our runners all fairly close. Poidrak a little bit behind, simply because he did not have the free characters that everybody else picked up.
And it looks like Rex is going to pet the flame doggo.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Pet the dog and also maybe even check Zot 1. As we know, the Zot 1 check without the Earth Crystal is, well, we call it the Rex banner for a reason in the community. The man loves his Zot 1 check, and when it hits, it's a big deal. You could also take, as our tracker Engie Dave is pointing out, you could just take the Zot 1 fight and then warp out because it does get through more spells also. And Lord Goober and Poidrak picking up their Fusoya. One major difference we see on Guerin's side versus everyone else is Guerin has not been keeping an anchor. We also see a Virus that did not do enough damage to the cats, and the cats are jerks, and when you don't kill the cats in one hit, they counter with Bluster, which is a mistranslated version of Blaster, which is basically just the Fatal Spell as a counter.
Well, so I thought it also can stun.
It can stun, but it more commonly will just kill, because cats are jerks.
Yeah.
Pet the dog instead. To answer a question from chat, it is not permajoin, but the bye flag is on. So when you say goodbye to a character, they're gone forever. So our runners will have to be careful about who they keep in yeet. And there is another Zeus Gauntlet for Rex, and we'll see if he does do the check here for the Zot 1 boss. Guerin, meanwhile, picked up a package from his first Eblin trap chest. Package demist with our underground access is on the table. Just kidding. Of course, it's demist at the Rex banner with Rex banner on Restream. Why wouldn't it be?
Oh, this is perfect.
I'm gonna have to make sure the script writers get paid double tonight. This is a good script right here. Looks like Guerin going through, taking on his second of the 3 Eblin trap chests. Again, picked up a package for the first one, and I'm going to see what else he can get out of this one. Is in a bit of a pickle here because his Fusoya is taking a nap, And that is decidedly not the character you want to be taking a nap in this fight.
No. Pretty much everybody but that.
All right, and Rex Banner is through his demist. His reward going to be that key item check, as well as a couple of spells for Fusoya and 9,000 XP. But that does give him Quake as well, which is going to make the Eblin chests even easier once he gets to them, as opposed to relying on stone. Looks like a Tella and a Sparkle. So Dwarf 2 is going to have a Sparkle of some sort, and a Tella is an available character in the seed, so that means only Palom and Porum remain unseen of the potential characters that could be in the seed. Also, Gweren picks up a Legend Sword from Trap Chest number 2 at Eblin Castle, which means that it is either the Demist that gives underground access or the third Trap Chest in Eblin that gives underground access. We're down to a 50-50.
Yep. This is very interesting.
I know I'm, of course, rooting for it to be demist at Zot 1, having the underground access, because I think that's just funny. Looks like Inventory Boss is the current boss that Gweren is fighting. He will not get extra spells on Fusoya for defeating the Inventory Boss, though. But wouldn't that be a fun thing to be able to farm spells off of?
Yep. Now, Rex, I'm assuming will probably check the demist first.
Yeah, he's going to do some shopping in Troya while he's here. Makes a lot of sense. Lord Goober going to be doing some shopping in Baron. Poydrak going to be checking his free character in Damsian, finding another Rydia. But yeah, we're going to find out shortly, I would assume, from Rex and from Gweren, and possibly simultaneously, what the actual answer is for our underground access here. Oh, no, or not. Rex not going to be turning in Demist. Going to be doing these Evelyn traps anyway.
Nope, taking a save there.
Ah, setting up a save scum. I like it. So he's going to go check Demist, and if it's nothing, he's just going to reset back to Evelyn and save himself the time.
And I like that.
And yeah, we're going to find out basically at the same time from Rex and Gweren. An Excalibur, cool weapon. It is demist. With our hook, because of course it is. You love to see it.
Oof.
So for those who are not aware, you can go into the Tower of Zot without the Earth Crystal. Demist can be at Zot 1, and it can have your underground access. And that is what we have just seen. So Rex Banner with a little bit of an advantage here, because he's the first to have that hook. He could, in theory, fade Eblin and just dive underground now. He knows that all he needs, since he already has the rat tail, all he needs is the ability to go through and find that Mylon. So there's a world where he fades Eblin and just dives, especially having that Fusoya a fair bit online already.
And what we get for the rat tail turn in is, some fake Hanzo for an edge that will never appear.
Yeah, we're just going to call that money for these S-Pro free shops, which is basically, nothing. That Murasame is garbage. We have Lord Goober, Poydrak, both in Eblin, doing trap chests, Rex Banner joining them. Gweren heading up the Tower of Zot, going to be trying to pet the dog and then seeing the demist eventually and getting through that fight. So currently Rex and Guerin pretty close side by side. Lord Goober and Poydrak pretty close as well. Looks like we got a Toad somewhere over on Poydrak's side on the Lamia, which is kind of cool. Not something you see every day.
Yeah, you don't really see that very often. And Rex should just burn through these fights pretty quick.
Yeah, Rex having Quake is such a huge advantage.
Yeah, because that takes out 2 of the trap chests, just like with snap of the finger.
Yeah.
And I don't know, do they have stone on their... Yeah, they got stone,
Yes.
don't they?
Yeah, they got stone at 1400 and Quake at 1500. So they did go ahead and pick up 2 sweepers. And we also found a Soma drop on Rex's side. It looks like gave that to Fu, who now has 200 MP. Actually, a big deal to get to 200 from 190.
If I remember right, that's enough to cast what, like Cure 4 5 times?
Cure 4 5 times or Nuke 4 times.
4 times,
yep. Yeah, 200 MP versus 190 is a huge break point for Fusoya.
And he's taking...
And Guerin at this point knows it has to be demist at Zot 1 or demist at package. Those are the only things he has not seen to this point. But in Guerin's shoes, and Poydrak's shoes, and Lord Goober's shoes, the package does exist as a potential demist hiding spot. So it will be interesting to see if any of them do the package check before the Zot 1 check. Looks like Rex able to Quake right through, get his Legend Sword. The Quake spell just making this so much faster for Rex than our other runners, not having that Quake spell heading into this. Stone's cool, but it's nowhere near as guaranteed as Quake is.
Yeah. The only thing Quake doesn't work on is the last chest that Rex has to deal with.
Yeah, the Mad Ogres are not going to do much in the way of suffering when it comes to Quake. They are going to need to be stoned or sized and then beaten to death with random pointy swords and sticks and things like that. But as far as the actual magic defense, they have quite a bit of it.
I mean, they can also be stoned, but...
True, you can stone them as well, yeah. And looks like we are parrying with Fusoya, so might just be zerking someone with charm arrows here.
Doesn't that Rosa have like a heroine robe on?
She might. If she has like heroine robe, elven bow, then yeah, she's going to tear up these ogres as well. Yeah, 2,500 damage. Guerin does get his demist defeated though. Is going to look to warp out and quickly get down the Tower of Zot. A nice little feature that you can do is warping out of the Tower of Zot. And to my knowledge, that is also vanilla behavior, that there's no block on using the warp spell there. I don't think there'd be any reason for you to do it in vanilla, but you know, here we are. It does make it a little quicker to get through. But Rex is going to be our first runner to have everything cleared on the overworld. Has a defense sword for his cane, an Excal for his Cecil, and yeah, we are going to be on our way. Lord Goober making the play. We're getting a package check. We now know there's a Palom. Porum is now the only remaining character that is potentially not in the seed. Otherwise, C Maybe has not done its job.
Gonna do a package check for them? No.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, is that for Lord Goober and for Poydrak, they're going to be in a situation where it's a 50-50 of either Zot 1 or the package to have that demist, to have underground access.
Yeah.
And
Looks like
Guerin going to turn in his rat tail and get his Murasame.
while Rex is making his way underground.
Yeah, and for those wondering why our runners might be trashing items instead of keeping them, S-Cell 0 is effectively on because shops are free. So there's no point in selling items. You might as well just get them out of your inventory. Yeah. So we do have at least some Ether 2s, which is great for our runners. But S-Pro free, does look like Rex is interested in the trap chest on the way down the hook route. I do wonder if our runners are all going to take these chests or if they're going to pass them. And the reason for that is, again, you are just in Mylon and Friends Go mode. You do, need a package or a darkness crystal. But I wonder if anyone's going to take the aggressive route of fading the trap chests.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that. I mean, you still need a pass or a darkness crystal if you do find Mylon.
True. And one place we know that Mylon isn't is the package. That was an Asura, so no demist, obviously, and no Mylon. So the package is a whammy. And also just a Palom. I can't see our runners taking the package for a Palom at this point either.
No.
Oh, Vanilla Staleman. So Ninja, if you're in our runner's shoes here, what would you be doing when approaching this hook route? Would you be more keen on taking the trap chest, or would you just rush underground and try to look for Mylon? What would kind of be your approach to this?
Well, like I said, with still the lingering possibility that I'm still looking for a pass or the darkness crystal, I take the trap chest. Because you never know where they'll be.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. They could be on the way, and since you're already diving, why not? Also of note, Rex Banner showed us two things that we had not seen before. One is a Rydia on the hook route. But more importantly, Ninja, did you see who the boss was?
No, I did not.
Ah, it was a purple robe. So that's a 50% chance that is our Mylon and friends, and our runners will be in Zeromus Access Go mode as soon as they basically get underground. So we shall see what becomes of this hook route. And Rex going to be the first to show us. Guerin not going to be too far behind. Poydrek and Lord Goober doing the Flame Dog and the Zot 1 Demis check. So they're both going to be getting ready to kind of go to battle and try to catch up to Guerin and Rex as well.
Yep.
And to answer a question from chat, we have not yet seen Mylon Z. We saw elements in Fabul. So your eyes may have deceived you. Not that your eyes are not working. They are working correctly. It was just part of the elements fight. Oh, a Masamune. Neat. Mad Ogres giving absolutely nothing of value.
And Rex is just going to go straight to the boss area.
Yeah, while we have our runners doing all this, I do want to take a moment to thank everyone behind the scenes. Great work, as always, by our restreamer Hush Pyramid, our tracker Engie Dave, of course, everyone behind the scenes, the admin team working on all of the tournament preparation, which we'll talk about a little more later on. The tournament, of course, going to be having signups close in about 6 hours and 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to get your signups in if you're going to be joining our spring event. And then, of course, thanking our runners, Poitrak, Guerin, Lord Cooper, and Rex Banner for putting on a heck of a show for us. And Ninja for keeping me honest up here in the booth. Always a pleasure to do comms with you, my friend.
Yep. And also, shout out to Possum for, keeping me out of trouble as well.
Well, thank you for that, Ninja. I do appreciate it. And Rex Banner showed us an Octomam, and just as quickly as that Octomam showed up, it was gone. And moment of truth here, that is Mylon and friends. We need a package, excuse me, a pass or a darkness crystal, and we're out of here.
Wow.
Just gonna check my watch real quick. Oh, just realized I don't have one on. Pyramid, you got places to go.
I can see that.
Worth noting, we don't have Nuke yet. The only way to have gotten Nuke in this seed before fighting this Mylon would have been to do the package boss and every other boss on the overworld. So, yeah. Poidrak also going to give a look-see at the package, it seems. And unfortunately for him, we know that it's just an Asura. So Rex and Guerin going to continue leading Lord Goober and Poidrak by a little bit here, just based on having their free characters sooner and not checking the package boss. Now, I'll ask you a question here, Ninja. We're perfectly anchored. We can do anything underground, from Sylph to Feymarch to Dwarf Castle, all the trap chests, tower, etc. Sheila 1's going to be available, the Feymarch freebie. There's a host of options to do underground. What would you do when you got underground in Rex's situation, since it's going to be coming up in a hurry? I know that's a tough one.
that is a super tough one. I mean, you're looking for one of two items, and you're basically in go mode, and that's hard to say. I mean, you get with Sylph, you basically got you got 7 checks, right?
Yeah, you have 7 trap
Yeah.
chests in Sylph.
Yeah, I would say Sylph. That's not a particularly fun top of tower. It's not bad, but
Yeah, Tower is interesting because Tower is 2 K main checks and 4 traps. Sylph is 7 traps, 1 K
plus
main
setting up
check
for
if you factor in the freebie.
the setup for Sheila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feymarch. You have the Warrior chest and then the Feymarch freebie.
Yeah, because K-Summon's not on, so
Rex saying it's Tower time.
Yep. I was kind of wondering.
I don't hate it. It's 2 K main checks and 4 boxes. I do think that I would probably prioritize the boxes, just because they're 1 nuke and out of here, or 1 Excal swing and out of here, however he wants to do it.
I mean, with 99 Ether 2s, it doesn't really matter.
Right. And we have chat calling for the Penguinator now, having already done the Rex banner in this seed. The Penguinator being when you have the tower key and all parts of tower available, basically only doing the super cannon room and then leaving. There's a power shirt. Definitely not going to be sad to upgrade from a cloth shirt to a power shirt.
Nope.
That's about as big an upgrade, shy of an adamant armor, which are on, by the way, that you could find.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's found one yet.
Yeah, well, I think with the Staleman chest giving a Luca key, the Eblin chest having 2 out of 3 give key items, we've actually cut into the pool quite a bit where potential adamants would be. So kind of interesting on that front.
I didn't see what that was out of that one from Rick's banner. Was that an Elven Bow, I think?
I was looking at Poidrak's screen and Lord Goober's screen, honestly, on the left-hand side. I did also miss it, but does look like our tracker letting us know that it was, in fact, an Elven Bow.
That's what I thought.
And Rex did skip the first floor. There's I believe one monster box on that first floor that he did skip, so he will have to go back for that.
Yeah.
But is on his way to the top of tower with 3 of these boxes done already. He did pick up a power shirt and an Avenger. Okay.
Hey.
Angry Cecil is online.
I like it.
Elvin. I'm reading chat saying Elvin Sara. I was gonna say Rex Band are gonna go fight Mom Bomb, probably not equipping that Elven bow, but that Avenger Excal combo will do a ton of damage combined with nukes. I don't think we're gonna see the Mom Bomb even explode here. I think Rex is just gonna chop through this. Where this gets interesting though is if the first floor has the answer and Rex does all of tower, Guerin could very well catch up to him if, it's just right there that the answer is on the first floor trap chest.
And hopefully Rex remembers that he's only had 3 trap chests.
Right.
Yeah, this should be pretty much over with.
And Guerin flying away from the tower. Rex gets a life staff. Lord Goober through the ogres. Poidrak fighting the ogres now. Half of our runners are underground, the other half are not. Guerin going to be showing us a dwarf castle. We know there's a sparkle here as the second boss, and this is either a water hag or a gauntlet. If this is a gauntlet, boo.
Yeah.
Not a gauntlet, though.
Nope.
And Rex going to show us first the tower key room. That is a dark elf. Weak to holy swords. So Cecil going to do a number here. Oh, I guess he still has the Avenger on. So Cecil's still going to do a number. Water hag down on Guerin's side. We'll see if maybe we get a sighting of our last remaining character, if there's a Porum out there somewhere. Or maybe we'll see a second Fusoyo. Who knows?
And it looks like it's just a Duke Rosa.
uh, Heat Ray. Heat
Yeah.
Ray Wyvern. That is absolutely hilarious. Heat Ray is what the Red Dragons use. The Red Dragons are jerks, but Heat Ray is based on the magic power, and the magic power at the Golbez spot basically doesn't exist. So the Heat Ray is more of a gentle tickle or a lukewarm ray. Yeah, it's not doing a whole lot there.
And Rex
Rex.
actually does remember.
Yep, Rex remembers his last trap chest, and kind of a big moment here because this trap chest and the super cannon room.
Earth Crystal.
Yeah, the Earth Crystal's kind of spooky. That's not really one you wanted to find.
Not really.
Kind of gross. Well, that's an adamant armor for Guerin, the pink tail via the
Yeah.
warp glitch. So that definitely puts like Fu and Friends online or Cecil Go Burr. Just an apple from the tower. The tower is 6 checks of nothing but dread and despair, unless, of course, the Earth Crystal is required.
Yeah. And this is where I was kind of figuring Rex would go next is Dwarf Castle.
Ooh, Dwarf Castle gives the pan. So I do wonder if on Guerin's side we're going to get a check on the trap chests, or if we're just going to get a dive down for those pan turn-ins. And to answer a question from chat, can adamant armors be in the treasury? Not on these flags, and the reason is max tier 6 being set with T Wildish. If it were uncapped loot tiering, then yes, adamant armors could be in there. But at max tier 6, you're going to find things potentially like crystal rings, stardust rods, power shirts, Zeus gauntlets, defense swords, etc. So yeah, you're going to max out at tier 6, so you can't find things like moon veils, Artemis arrows, white shirts, Avengers, things like that. No holy swords either. So just a setting, because of the max tiering, what you can and can't get does get limited in the treasury. And yes, chat pointing out dwarven fashion, always a mystery to me. The young lass wearing a pan around her neck. The dwarves have choices they make in regards to fashion. Well, the Feymarch freebie is just an Excalibur, so that is a big ol' miss for our runners as well. It doesn't matter what bosses are down in the Feymarch either, as those are not relevant since we've already found our objective bosses, as well as Demist. So no point in even checking those. We do see Asura and Odin, as well as tents hanging out in the Feymarch. And looks like Rex Banner getting his complimentary heat ray from his stay in Dwarf Village, or what is it?
Dwarf Castle?
Dwarf Castle? Is there an actual name for that? I don't know. I guess it's just Dwarf Castle. I feel like there should be a name for it, but Guerin is out of Feymarch. The tower was a bust. So the pan may have it, Earth may have it, but so far our runners coming up a little bit empty here. Poydrak underground, Lord Goober going through the tower. So all of our runners have now made it underground, and will be progressing through, and we'll see who can find go mode first. The warrior chest has yet to be taken. Looks like Guerin went into the Feymarch but did not do the warrior chest, so that could also have the value.
Yeah, we know the pan bonk can't give anything of value because in case something's not on, right?
Correct, but pan turn into Sheila, as well as just the hey, you found my husband underground check. Those both are in play.
That's true. Let's see. Gruden's going to make a play for the tower.
Yeah, Guerin making a play for the tower. Rex deciding, oh, do I want to do the Fame March? Do I want to do the Pan? What do I want to do? I don't know. Guerin actually going to set up another save scum here. So much like we saw Rex do with Ebelin Castle, Guerin left his save outside the tower. So if these Pan turn-ins become nothing, Guerin's going to reset back and then go ahead and do the Pan turn-ins. Or excuse me, go do the tower once these Pan turn-ins are finalized. We'll be the first of our runners to show us what these Pan turn-ins are going to give. Boydrak going to pick up his crystal now, turning in his rat tail. Looks like he did not do this before heading underground. So all of our runners now do have their crystal, and objectives 1, 2, and 3 complete. So all runners in darkness or pass go mode under the hour mark. Crystal sword, that's cool. Twin harp, that is an item that potentially might exist that we probably will never check. But yeah.
Wow.
Interestingly enough, for Guerin, this is actually the time where you would check the Twin Harp. You're already weak from doing all the trap chest tile or all the Sylph tiles, so it would make a little bit of sense to go through and do Harp if you were going to do it now. But looks like he's going to head away from it. Rex, meanwhile, doing the Sylph trap chest, does have 10 key items, and going to get a lot of XP from these trap chests. The way that he's set up with his party, he's relative agility 1 for his Fusoya, meaning that he's going to be able to quake the chests before they can take actions. Really going to be able to make some hay down here, both for XP and key item checks.
I didn't see. Did he drop his battle speed down? Because normally when I do these trap chests, I usually drop mine down to 3.
Yeah, 3 is good for safety.
Yeah, I'm a safe person.
Yeah. If your menuing is fast enough and if you throw in some run buffering, then you can get away with doing it at battle speed 1. With the ghost fights, it's basically guaranteed. Also,
that's an added armor.
So with the ghost fights, it's guaranteed because there's so many actors buffering in the queue. But for the others, you're basically going to be sitting there with, like a virus needing to go off versus centipedes, or maybe against the mobiles and dark trees needing to turn the battle speed down. But it does look like we are on battle speed 3 for Rex Banner.
Yeah, like I said, I just like to play it in a safe mode. I know at 3 I can usually pull off a quake.
And Rex being like, oh, you know what? I forgot a trap, or I forgot one chest down here. This could have what he needs, so it would have been a shame if he forgot it. But it does not have a trap there, so onward and upwards he goes.
He did miss a few trap chests in there, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He went the Yang route.
Oh.
And did not go the Poison Treasury route in Sylph Cave. But will likely be our first peek at the Warrior chest. No one has done this yet, so this could also have our value.
True.
But kind of in a little bit of a preview of, our potion party, one of our Ebelin Elixir League flag sets, you're getting to see our runners go through a lot of these trap chests that have never been featured before in a tournament setting, so it's kind of cool to see all of this happening here. And this is the single highest weighted chest left for value, and that is where our darkness is. So Rex Banner has an adamant armor from Sylph. He has a Fusoya. He has a darkness crystal. Do we think he's going to go Crystal Sword Cecil or Fu and Friends? What would you do here?
I'm more of a Crystal Sword Cecil, but I've never really done Food Friends.
It's very fair. I think both are viable. And he has Pinktail for another adamant armor as well, as JP is pointing out in chat. So we may actually get. I wonder if we get two Zerkers here. Maybe just go Cecil, Kane, Zerker with Fu and Rosa doing healing. That might actually be the safer play. If he had a Stardust Rod, I would 100% say just, Fu and Friends would be the play. But it's very interesting how Rex is going to approach this. Also, kind of tragic for Guerin, who made that early dive into the Fame Arch, but decided not to go after the Warriors. And I think this really speaks volumes to Rex's approach, where he has made a living on this seed of having Rydia take a nap. Rydia taking a nap allowed him to have the perfect agility setup to get through all those trap chests and do it very efficiently. So kind of from start to finish, Rex has just had a really solid game plan here. And we'll see if he can execute in the back end of the seed.
There's someone in chat asking, what is Fu and Friends? You are better at describing it than I am.
I can definitely go ahead and explain Fu and Friends as someone who learned it very early on from actually community member Jbrun TR is where I learned it from, and then kind of really ran with it. I've used it in tournaments and such. But Fu and Friends is basically where you have reflect strats against Aromas. But instead of using your traditional like Palom, Rydia, Fusoya all using nukes, you're just using Fusoya for big reflected damage and big direct damage. So you're only using Fusoya's nukes. Everyone else is doing things like throwing a crystal to have extra damage bounced off of veils. So everybody gets a Star Veil or a Moon Veil, and then everybody is trying to get triggers to happen from Zeromus, getting those extra 2,000 damage at a time nukes reflected back. Why we call it Fu and Friends is because Fu will have nuke for it, so he can launch a nuke to do like 8,000 damage directly or reflected, while everyone else is chipping in like 2,000 damage at a time. So it's also kind of similar to how Eddie strats work, except you're doing it with 3 or 4 people, one of them who has nuke. So same general principles of reflex strats, but you have to be a lot more careful in how you pull it off and how you approach it. Also looks like on Rex's side, we have an adamant armor going on Rosa, a power shirt going on Kane. So I think we are getting the... I have to imagine this is going to be the Cecil and Kane Zerk show, with Rosa getting that adamant armor to protect her as a healer.
That's what I'm thinking as well. It looks like Poidrak's just chasing after Rex right now.
Yeah, Poidrak made the play of going into the Fame Arch very quickly, slammed that warrior chest, and was able to get the Darkness Crystal. So hot on Rex's heels, is going to take a slight detour here, possibly to turn in that Pinktail as well, pick up his adamant armor. And we'll see Lord Goober looks like he is following suit in the Fame Arch, going to check that warrior chest. And unfortunately for Guerin, again, he was the first one in the Fame Arch area, but not going to be the first one, the second, or the third one to get that Darkness Crystal, sadly. And while we have Rex heading on downwards, making his final descent to the big bad evil final boss of the seed, I do want to remind everyone once again that we have about 6 hours left on signups for the Eblin Elixir League. The first 4 weeks or so, I think first 4 or 5 weeks, you're not actually going to see Zeromus fights. It's a bit of a change. It's a win-game flag set. So make sure to get your hype in chat right now for one of the final Zs that you'll be seeing on Restream for a little bit. it's going to be a good time in the tournament, regardless of that. Just want to make everyone aware that get your hype out. Could be the last Z for a while.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
And Rex does give a safety save there. Makes a lot of sense. His party is mid to high 30s for levels, so definitely not a guarantee here. And as cool as a runner as Guerin is, I feel bad that he is being made to do such a terrible check.
Oh,
Just absolutely gut-wrenching to have to see someone do a check as awful as the Twin Harp when we know the value is probably not there, unless it's the pass. What a shame.
and then but watch it. It's gonna be a rabbit hole. It's gonna be like the harp into the Baron key.
It could be, but before we have any of that, Ninja, I think there's a big old question we got to ask here, because you can't move Zeromus to Antlion Cave. You can't move Zeromus to like a random trap chest or the Twin Harp check, as much as our restreamer Hush Pyramid would love to. What can we do with Zeromus, though, and what question do we have?
Well, we can change what Zeromus looks like. Because Zeromus likes to cosplay. And we got over, I forget how many sprites?
600-ish.
Over 600-ish sprites. And the real question is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight? And does it have a butt?
Well, and the best part is, for this butt, we're going to have some music as well from Guerin. So enjoy the music, y'all. We'll come back to talk about Zeromus in a little bit. All right, so while Guerin was kind enough to give us a little bit of music there, we do have the Endmas that Rex Banner is fighting, and we are getting hybrid strats here. Just a spoon from the Twin Harp, womp womp, and Guerin says thanks, but no thanks, I'm outie. Rex is doing hybrid strats, reflecting nukes with Fusoya, and going through and zerking up Cecil and Kane. Rosa is just over 1200 HP, so she cannot die to nerf Big Bangs as they cap at 1200. So she is going to be doing what she can to heal the boys up and heal the party up. This is still going to be a little bit of a sketchy fight, but we are putting out a lot of damage, so I think Rex probably skips a second Big Bang, depending how much MP Fu has.
Oh, Rosa's only got Cure 3, huh?
Yeah, not quite to level 38, so she's going to do what she can, but she does have a life staff, and she does have an adamant armor, so this Cure 3 is still going to be pretty fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily enough to heal everyone up to full.
I mean, except for poor Fu.
Yeah, well, that's a Fu problem.
That's true. Oh, Poidrax turned on encounters and did some gold dragons, huh?
Yeah, Poidrak does not have an anchor situation set up, so he is grinding uh, as much as he can to get Z ready.
Yeah, and I understand that.
There is an elixir. We do see a crystal coming out from Rex just to make sure. Oh, that's not great. This is an unnerfed Big Bang. Cecil may be the only one that lives through this. Maybe Rosa walks it off. Well, this Jesus Take the Wheel moment brought to you by Rex Banner as we hit rocks. Cecil does not dodge. That is a very unfortunate wombo combo on Rex's side. And we are going to get to do the Z fight again.
That is a big ouch.
Yep, that is not what you like to see. Very unfortunate. The nerf timing was just ever so slightly off, a little bit late, but you know, sometimes it'd be like that. Rex going to head back in and definitely give it another shot. While Guerin, showing us some new content, went through and showed us a spoon from the Twin Harp, which he reset out of and now going to complete the Tower of Zot. Guerin making the decision that he is just going to not do the Sylph and Warrior Trap chest because he doesn't have the agility set up for it. And I think he's going to be out of options after this.
Yeah, and Poidrak is quickly catching up to Rex.
Yeah, Poidrak going to have a level advantage, but not going to have an agility advantage. So
That's
still
true.
going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Guerin is going to show us the Adamant Rock, courtesy of the Tower of Zot. So he has the Forge, which is an Excal, which opens up a shop that could have Siren. No, can't have Sirens.
Nope.
We could have Hourglasses, Bacchus, and things like that. But not what he wanted to see.
No.
And I think this also now means that Sylph Cave has to have some combination of the Baron Key and the Pass in the 4 trap chests that Rex did not do, if I'm not mistaken. And the Magma Key as well.
Yeah, and the 6 Poison Tile room.
Yeah. Oh, also the hair dryers and the last arm chest. So I guess there's a few more checks out there.
I forgot about those 2 as well.
But back into the void we go for Rex Banner. I'm going to give this Zeromus one more shot, while Poidrak is heading on down to the Z fight. So we're going to have some dueling Z fights here. Lord Goober going to be joining them in probably just a couple of moments. So, you know, depending on how this fight goes for Rex and Poidrak, could be anybody's game here.
Yeah.
To answer a question from chat, did you do the chest on the first floor of Tower? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because
think
it was the Earth Crystal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's why it was kind of sketchy there. I was like, ooh, Earth Crystal.
With Guerin using Float in Sylph Cave, so this keeps him from taking damage on the damage tiles. Poidrak has decided to summon up the large, girthy chocobo and is going to provide it some of his finest wares. Did not decide to give the big chocobo an adamant armor.
Not like anybody's ever done that with other stuff like, say, crystal swords.
Oh yeah, definitely have done that with crystal swords myself. But yeah, no adamant armors for the large chocobo. But Poidrak entering the Z fight about a Big Bang cycle behind Rex Banner.
And
Lord Goober. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I do like how Rex has kept himself, anchored properly.
Yeah, Rex very much so, from the start to the end, deciding that he was going to have Rydia driving this party, if you will. And I know it sounds kind of silly to say that, but Rydia with her 4 agility is actually the reason why this party works at these levels, is because Rex has full control over his party's actions. He's able to just go through and make it so that he has control. He's able to make Fu go first, Rosa second, Cecil third, Kane fourth, and he just has the party exactly in the order he wants, taking the turns he wants.
Exactly.
So it again, the anchoring portion is so important. But Poydrak going to show us a different strategy, and that strategy is going to be unanchored. He's just basically going to go through and take this Zeromus on kind of head to head, if you will. Going to throw some slows out there and hopefully dodge on the Rosa and the Fu in particular. Rydia had a Star Veil about to go up. Unfortunately, she took a nuke to the face, which is much worse than an arrow to the knee. Yeah, Rydia no longer in the Zeromus fight, at least for now.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lord Goober has found a cursed ring out of a random chest in the lunar subterranean, so that's pretty cool for Lord Goober, honestly. I think that's the first cursed ring we've seen all seed.
Yeah, it has. Oh, that's Bimmy and Jimmy.
Yep, that's a fight that exists. Well, we have rocks on Rex's side. We have Cecil and Rosa over 1,000 health. Fu also dodges. Fu is nuking. Fu not nuking himself,
yeah,
but nuking the Endmiss, and this probably is the end for the Endmiss.
Yep.
Yeah, nuke does not leave the screen, which means that the end is no more. So GG's to Rex Banner, our first runner to finish on stream. 4th place overall. Congratulations to our first, second, and third place runners, Rybon, Scythe Marshall, and Fiery Blizzard, finishing respectively first, second, and third. GG's to everyone off stream, those 3 in particular who have finished. And we'll see if we can get Rex in for an interview. A very well-run race here by Rex.
Yeah.
And in the interim, we have Guerin going through doing all these trap chests. Still not finding the value he's looking for. Poydrak in the midst of his Z fight. Lord Goober fighting Bimmy and Jimmy, but we are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the Rex Banner himself, the check named after him paying off in spades today. GG's Rex Banner.
GG's, man.
Thank you. GG's to the folks. How are you doing this evening?
We're doing great. Definitely had a blast getting to see you first to check your namesake check, if you will. We'll just take it from there. How did you feel when Demas showed up at Zot 1?
Surprised. I ran up there. I'm like, well, might as well see if Mylon's up here. And it's like, Demas. I'm like, okay, was not expecting that. So, okay. I was honestly hoping that Demas was holding an item hiding Mylon more than Demas hiding the hook. So it would, be left alone and no one else would check it. But having the hook was still a nice payoff.
So I have a question for you, and I'm going to ask this to everybody because all 4 of you were pretty delayed in getting to Mysidia. When you got to Mysidia and you saw the Fusoya there, what was your initial thought process? Were you feeling like, uh-oh, I've made a mistake, I'm behind? Were you feeling fine? What was kind of your thoughts with the Fusoya in Mysidia situation?
I was in between. I felt a partial mistake, but having the heroine robe sped things up a lot. Not having to rely on hoping to catch a quick spell on Fusoya. And sort of seeing what he started with, I didn't feel too bad because it didn't look like I missed out on a lot. So I felt bad, but I didn't think I was super behind by not grabbing him right away.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rosa is more what I was looking for. The Fu was definitely nice, but finding Rosa to replace the other Rydia made me much happier.
Mm-hmm.
I
Definitely
understand that.
makes sense. So you went into the Z fight a little bit, under leveled and whatnot, but still in pretty decent shape. The first fight was very close. It just unfortunately fell to rocks. Was that just like a mistimed nerf, or was that just, thinking you were doing more damage than you were actually doing? Do you know kind of like what caused that first attempt to go off the rails a little?
Forgetting that Fu has limited MP.
Mm.
I went to nerf on with Nuke, and all of a sudden Fu had no MP. And then panicked, and instead of using the elixir on Fu, I passed with Fu, and then tried to use a crystal with Rosa for some reason. And I'm like, this is not going to go good. And then there was that delay. I'm like, okay, Medio, come on, Cecil, you have adamant, you can dodge this. And no dodge.
No.
I'm like, well, we're done.
Yeah. And just quickly, GG's to Poydrek as well, finishing up just a couple moments behind you on stream here. So, GG's to him as well. Rex, I do have another question for you about our upcoming tournament, but before I ask that, Ninja, do you have any questions for Rex about this seed here tonight?
Not really. I don't really have very many questions for this.
All right, well, Rex, I will go ahead and ask then. We have our upcoming tournament, the Evelyn Elixir League, our spring event. Are you planning on joining, first of all? And if so, are you looking forward to one or both of the flag sets? Have you done a lot of practicing? How are you feeling overall towards it?
I did last minute join the tournament. As for the flag sets, I'm not looking forward to Potion Party. I like my Z fights just for like that little mishap I had. It adds that extra little, fun to it. So
or as someone we know, it builds character.
Yeah. Like, I enjoy the Z fights. I'm not as much of a huge fan of win game, but there's more than me in this tournament, and we gotta remember that everyone has their likes and dislikes, so just because I don't like something doesn't mean the next person's not gonna like it, so it's all good. I think they're good flags overall, it's just personal preference.
Certainly.
Yeah. The Moonveil Mixer is definitely my preferred style, and one that I am looking forward to. I'm just sort of held off entering the tournament just due to my own little mental issues, and I have a hard time joining team stuff because I always feel I'm gonna hold teams back. It's something that me and my brain have a fight with, and whether it's true or not, I have a battle with it, but I did bite the bullet and join the tournament sort of last minute here. So I am looking forward to the tournament.
Well, I know if I were in the upcoming tournament, I would be honored and privileged to be on a team with you, Rex. I'm sure a lot of other folks are going to feel that way too. Before we let you go for tonight, I do have one final question for you. When do you expect to be playing McBain? And are we going to get 1, 2, 3, 5, or 7 matches, and how many ties?
Hopefully the dice, give us a nice early game, and we can take it to at least game 5.
Okay.
Very well said. Well, thank you so much, Rex, for joining us and putting on a heck of a show for us. We'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. Appreciate the playful banter and the great performance. I hope you have a great rest of your night and a wonderful tournament.
Alrighty, thank you, folks. GG's to all the other racers. Thanks to Possum and Ninja for the commentary. Thanks to Hushed for the restream. Thanks to NG Dave for the pushing of the buttons and not giving them to Possum. And thanks for everyone that showed up to cheer the racers on. So, you folks have a good evening, and thank you once again.
Thank you as well.
All right, folks, and that was Rex Banner, our first place finisher on Restream, 4th place overall. And looks like in the meantime, we have just had Poydrak finish. No one else has finished afterwards. And we'll see if we can get Poydrak in for an interview as well. I know that it is in the wee hours for Poydrak, so I don't know if we'll get him in or not. But that dinging in my ears suggests that we are joined by the Poison Dragon himself. GG's to you, sir.
GG's Poydrak.
And if you are talking, we cannot hear you. So we will work on the technical side of things here and seeing if we can hear Poydrak at some point.
What
In the
thing?
intro,
There's
there
no
we go.
technical things here.
Hey, there he is.
Hello, Poydrak and GG's.
GG.
Wasn't too bad. I messed up a little bit not seeing that three characters were on, but yeah, what can you do?
We were gonna ask that.
Yeah, that was going to be the first question to you. Was basically once you went up Ordeals and saw Kane, and then further, once you got to Mysidia and saw Fu, kind of where was your mental at? Like, did you feel objectively behind? Did you think you had to do something wild to make up ground, or were you just going to play your game at that point?
I was just going to play my game, honestly. I missed Fu. Yeah, I don't think I lost out too much to it. Yeah, I lost a bit of time, but don't think I lost out too much. Was still the where I was going to. It wasn't until after Ordeals that Fu would have learned Virus anyway, so I don't think I lost out too much, but yeah, I did lose out a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense, to feel that. Certainly have been there myself and been like, oh, yeah, free characters, that would have been great. Well, here we are. Let's carry on. As far as the pathing through the seed, and things like that, once you got underground, did the warrior chest fairly early, actually, and came across that darkness relatively quickly. Kind of what was the driving factor for diving Feymarch, looking at the warrior chest as opposed to, like, let's say maybe Dwarf for the tower, or Sheila 1 or Sylph chests? Was there any sort of driving logic behind your underground route?
Checks, actually. I just finished Dwarf. I did Dwarf and Luca check with the warp glitch because there's 2 checks there, but the checks after that was Feymarch 3B, because it's just go down there. I don't need to check the bosses. I don't need any more. And the warriors were just on the way, so go for them. I've got Mini. I just picked up that Leviathan, and easy work. Just happened to have the darkness crystal, which was a bonus.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. To route it that way, focusing on those K main checks as opposed to the K trap checks, and then kind of hit the ones along the way. So logic definitely makes a lot of sense to me.
I am pleasantly surprised by where D-Mist was today for the hook.
Yep.
And not exactly the most typical place, but gotta check it.
Yeah, and we noticed that before you dove underground, both you and Lord Goober on Restream checked the package, whereas Rex Banner and Guerin did not. So it was kind of a tale of 2 seeds for a while. But what was the driving factor behind the package? Was it just, oh, Mylon could be here and I could basically just be in go mode on the overworld?
Exactly that. It's like, I'm not going to be up on the top for a long while. let's just play it and see how it goes. Most likely it's not, but if it is, great. But it didn't play out, but you never know until you actually do it, and it's always when you leave something, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. Even the package, it's a very long shot check, but it's always going to be there haunting you if it was that check.
Yep, definitely makes sense. Cover that base and don't let yourself get burned by it, because it's either a check it now or check it never type thing. So certainly,
Exactly.
Certainly makes sense from this purview as well. I guess kind of the final. Oh, go ahead, Podrak. I'm sorry.
It also gave me eyes on a Palom that I could use to anchor later if I chose to, because I was pretty much set with what I was going to go with.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sort of hoping that there'll be a better one than Kane up on the moon when I actually got there. Kane's okay, but 11 it's just on that threshold of I don't really want to play with this.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, so the kind of final question I just have for you actually is not so much related to the seed currently in play, but actually the upcoming event. The Eblin Elixir League signups, of course, ending in about 5.5 hours for those who still want to get in. But Poydrak, if I remember correctly, you are going to be competing in this one. Is that correct?
That's the plan. How well I do, how well I hold my team back, we'll see. But because I'm very afraid for my own races, because let's face it, the caliber of the people that are in this tournament and from A to D is very, very high. And I'm afraid of everyone that I'm going to race up against. So I'm just going to go in, say to my team, I'll do what I can. Don't trust my things. Win your own races. You might need them. And then play my own game.
Definitely. Well, I mean, we kind of talked about it with Rex as well, but me having been in a group with you before, not in a team with you, but in a group in ZZ3, getting to know you through that group, it was a pleasure to be able to interact with you then when I was just a wee lad in Free Enterprise. And any team that you end up on, I'm sure everyone will be thrilled to have you. You may think you're holding them back, but even if your own races go sideways, your knowledge and your ability to teach them will certainly help them succeed as well. So
they can kick my butts later.
Yeah,
I think that you'll be a great asset to any team that you end up on.
I agree.
I'm going to go and head out. It's 2:35. As normal, I should really be in bed at this point, but here I am racing for everyone. Hope you had a good one, and I'll see you everyone soon.
We appreciate it. Take care, Podrak. Get some rest.
Night.
And, welcome, Lord Goober. GG's on the race, and congratulations
GG's,
on
Goober.
the 6th place finish.
I'm assuming that we're on to the I can kill my game stream.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay, so what a trolley seed.
Just
What
a little bit.
troll was your favorite part, and why was it demissed?
Exactly. The fact that it was at the Rex banner,
Well, yeah.
and then the side troll, of course, is everybody's favorite, the warrior chest for the darkness crystal. And how many of the restream runners ended up doing Dwarf Castle to warp glitch to get that adamant armor? Probably just me.
I think
all
everybody did.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, everybody did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all 4 did.
Yeah, I think I think Rex even got an extra anima armor out of their chest, didn't he?
Out of Sylph, yeah.
Out of Self, yeah.
Okay. That's kind of amusing. I see that everybody else had an easier crystal sword than what I ended up getting.
Yeah, I think everyone got a crystal sword out of, I want to say maybe a tower chest?
No, didn't Sheila give one?
Oh yeah, Sheila gave a crystal sword, right,
Yeah.
from the Panturnin.
Yeah. from
Whereas
the
yours
Pantheon.
came from a lunar subterranean trap chest, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I got it as part of my walking grind. That was always going to be my grind on this one.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, Sheila gave a crystal sword.
Yeah, and the other troll is my kingdom for an edge. We had so many damn X-Scals to dart.
There were definitely a lot of Hanzo and fake Hanzo, as well as a lot of darts. Yeah, but unfortunately that darn ninja was not included in today's character pool, along with Edward and Sid, so no edge for you or anyone else. So
That being said, I was very happy to find that cursed ring on my way down the LST.
we made
Yeah.
mention of that because that was the only curse ring we saw on Restream altogether.
It was.
Not a single other one located. So Rex used Iridia as an anchor, you used a Rosa as an anchor. I think Poitrak and Guerin went unanchored. So that curse ring really kind of gave you a nice little touch at the end there to make up a little bit of time in your Z fight and really close the game strong.
Oh yeah, and as you saw, why bother putting up the Star Veil on that one? Kane made a perfect nuke magnet. But other than that, that was pretty straightforward once I got underground.
Mhm.
And it was the oops, go mode. Where's Z axis? Where's Z axis? Oh, panic,
Mhm.
panic.
Yep.
It was an entertaining watch, though. You definitely played well. I know that I am looking forward to seeing you in the upcoming tournament and improving upon today's performance. Even I believe this is going to be the first time you are joining one of our tournaments. Is that correct?
That is correct. This is really my best chance that I've had to be able to do any streaming now that I'm out on my own. So, made for a perfect time to finally join a tournament.
Well, welcome to the tournament.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
are going to run fumbling into walls. Salute. And with that, I'm going to let it go because we have now hit all the main points on this one.
Well, I appreciate your time and appreciate you putting on a show tonight, Lord Goober. Definitely look forward to seeing more of you in the future, both in the tournament and beyond. Always a pleasure to interact with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you again for putting on that show.
Yep. Have a good night as well.
You too. Good night.
All right, and we have our 7th place finisher, Guerin, joining us. GG's to you on this evening's race, Guerin.
GG, Guerin.
Thank you.
And so I'll just kind of ask you about the seed in general. As far as the party composition, everybody kind of put off Mysidia for a little while, getting Fusoya. What was kind of your thought process, once you found that Fu, seeing the free characters and things like that? Kind of how were you feeling at that point? Did it drive you to make any different plays or, really change anything up that you were looking to do?
Not really. I mean, I usually anchor with Fu if I have him, although I kind of blew that with putting the admin on because he was my best second character in that case, but
Well, fair enough. And what was your thought on some of the trolly nature of the seed, if you will? Primarily the demist at Zot 1 having your hook, and then also the kind of buried darkness crystal, if you will.
I was
Or actually, you got the pass, I think.
I did get the pass first, but yeah, I think I had the darkness about a half hour earlier. If I'd only gone back for that chest, I thought about it right before I left. It's like, what are the odds?
Unfortunately, very high in this one, but the pass definitely did save you a little bit of time, making up some ground at the end there. Um, Unfortunately, required that you did basically everything in the seed, but did it very efficiently. Which, you know, if you're going to do everything, that's the way to do it, is efficiently and effectively. And you really leveraged the strength and the power that you had well there. So definitely bodes well. Kind of segueing through things to the upcoming tournament that, if I am not mistaken, you are participating in, correct?
Should be, unless the someone ate the application accidentally.
Those aren't
Well,
very tasty, so no, it wasn't me.
okay, I was about to say,
I might put
unless
a
it was
button on
possible
it.
that.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, see, there you go.
maybe it was tasty then. No, but anyway, yeah, as far as the tournament's concerned, definitely looking forward to you playing in that, keeping that same level of efficiency going. The routing where it won't be that one chest. Like you were first on restream to pass through the Fame Arch. So, had you opened that chest, you would have been first on restream and go mode, uh, probably first into the Z fight, and so on and so forth. So, it definitely a situation where you were on the cusp of being right there at kind of the top of this race, as opposed to finishing more in the middle. So, it definitely was a good performance. Uh, you know, Sometimes that'll happen with the location of the key items, but definitely looking forward to seeing you keep performing well.
Yep, same
Yeah,
here.
Rando's gonna rando, you know.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of all the questions or comments that I think we have here.
Yep.
Do you have any final thoughts before we let you go for the evening?
No, I think it was a fairly straightforward seed, just bad luck.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we look forward to seeing you again. Coming up in the tournament. Hope you have a great rest of your evening, and thank you as always for putting on a show, letting us talk about you doing the hard work, which is racing for everybody out there in the Twitch universe and the YouTube universe.
All right, well, thanks for doing the commentary as always. I'll probably watch it back a little bit later and see how it all ended up shaking out.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you one last time to Guerin, as well as our other featured restream runners, Rex Banner, Poydrak, Lord Goober, and of course Guerin as well. All four did a phenomenal job. Make sure to give them a follow, show them some love. They stream fairly regularly, as you heard all four of them going to be in the Eblin Elixir League, our spring team tournament event. Again, signups are closing in about 5 hours and 15 minutes from now. So make sure, if you are looking to join, that you get yourself signed up for that. Sign up details can be found on the main free enterprise Discord. So, don't hesitate. If you are brand new, if you're an old hat, doesn't matter, anywhere in between, we will find a team for you if you don't already have one. That is not going to be a problem on this end. Scout's Honor, definitely a promise there from me to you. If you want to join the event last moment, we'll find a good team for you. Also want to make sure that we thank our behind the scenes folks. Hush Pyramid, of course, for the restream. Angie Dave for pushing all the buttons. eNinja81, my co-commentator tonight. Always a pleasure to do comms with you, sir.
Yep. And the same, I want to give shout outs to Possum Morpheus, who did not have to eat buttons tonight.
That's a shame. But thank you for the kind words, Ninja. With that being said, we are going to head over to do some more free enterprise viewing. Apex Corvid, the beloved Birdman himself, running some Potion Party, which is one of the Eblin Elixir League flag sets that is coming up in the spring event. He is doing some practice on that. Just so everyone is aware, Friday night will be our next community race restream. It'll be the Spring Slapdash flags one more time on Friday. Team information will be coming out for Eblin Elixir League soon TM after signups are done. The admin team does have to go through and get everybody who signed up without a team onto one and make sure said teams are balanced. So, we'll make sure that there are no super teams because that would not be fun or fair. But yeah, again, one last time, Eblin Elixir League registration closes in 5 hours and 15 minutes. We hope to see y'all for the tournament coming up. Definitely would love to have y'all there. But enjoy Apex Corvid stream, enjoy the potion party, and y'all have a great night. No spoilers or you will get the bonk. Goodbye, friends.